Crack ships. Whether you love them or hate them, every shipper's got at least one. Now, for those of you who don't know what a crack ship is, it's essentially when you put two or more characters together in a relationship that you would never think in a million years would actually happen on the show. Like, say, Pearl and Greg from Steven Universe, or Goku and a turtle from Dragon Ball. So, since I've been away for a while, I'd like to give you all a little treat. And what better way to celebrate my weird little channel than with a weird little top 10. So, without further ado, I give you my top 10 crack ships that became canon. Let's ride. Number 10. Okay, peeps. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love crack ships, I actually had trouble finding 10 crack ships for this list. So instead of just making this a top 9, I'm gonna leave this spot blank and ask you guys to comment any crack ships that you can think of that became canon. It could be from anything. Anime, comics, cartoons, movies, etc. Only rule is, it has to be a romantic crack ship. No friend crack ships on this list. I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. Anywho, moving on. Number 9. Dipper X Pacifica, or Dipsifica. Okay, just hear me out on this. It'll all make sense in a bit. Now I know that Pacifica's a bitch, okay? But after seeing Dipper fail to get with Wendy so many times, until finally being friend-zoned in Season 2, Episode 2 in the bunker, while having Pacifica go from bitch to less of a bitch in Season 2, Episode 3, Gulf War, where we see her snooty ideals start to crack. It didn't take long for fans of the show to start shipping it like wildfire, even though by this point Dipper hadn't said more than 25 words to Pacifica, let alone anything nice. And after Season 2, Episode 10, Northwest Mansion Mystery, only added fuel to the fangirl fire. Unfortunately, though, the show ended sooner than the fans expected, and we didn't get to see any more interactions between Dipper and Pacifica after that. And Alex Hirsch said he's just taking a break from Gravity Falls right now, and when ready, would gladly come back to do more. Maybe even make them older, coming back to spend another summer with their great-grunkles. That's why the show's ending was left with the option to be able to come back. So Dipper and Pacifica could still happen. Who knows? Maybe if they came back older, he might even have a chance with Wendy. But I digress. So while this ship could very well happen in the future, it stays at number 9 purely on the fact that as of now, the series is over. For why people ship it, I believe it's the old I hate that I love you trope, making for enough clever word teasing and sexual attention to last the fan artist and fanfictionist alike for a good while. Number 8. Cinnamon Bun X Flame Princess, or Cinnamon Princess. Another technically not canon ship, but very well could be, since the show is known for doing weird things like this all the time, and is still airing new episodes, unlike Gravity Falls. Whether you like the ship or not, you gotta admit, watching through the Flame Princess episodes, you can see they have an immediate connection. From Cinnamon Bun rescuing her from Princess Bubblegum, to being honest with her and leaving his princess to swear his life and loyalty to her. Sounds pretty romantic to me. Not to mention single-handedly saving her while Finn stood there like an idiot. Fuck, I expect them to kiss right then and there in that episode. The small but loyal group of shippers that want this ship to happen just might get their wish, so keep making that adorable fan art. As for why people ship it, it's probably the whole loyal knight thing. Cinnamon Bun cares about her so much that not only is he smarter and braver just being around her, but would do anything for her, even give his own life. While Flame Princess keeps him in high regards not only for his loyalty, but his honesty and kindness. She trusts him wholeheartedly, making them total ship material. Number 7. SpongeBob x Krabby Patty, or Sponge Patty, or Krabby Pants. So it's not like SpongeBob hasn't dabbled in being sexually attracted to food before. Like in Just One Bite, where Squidward, who's obsessing over how good Krabby Patties are in this episode, dreams he meets a life-size one, marries it, and eventually has mutant tentacle burger kids with it. Pretty weird, right? But it was a short gag and was a dream sequence, meaning it didn't actually happen in canon. Well, whoever wrote To Love a Patty must have thought, oh my god, that scene was so funny. That's not creepy at all. That should make it a whole episode. Not only does SpongeBob make the Krabby Patty, so wouldn't he technically be its father? Gotta get that incest in there. That's how you know it's a real crack ship. But besides, it's too beautiful to eat. So instead of just taking a pic of it for his patty blog, he dates it. Also having it make him breakfast at his house in the morning, while the patty wears his shirt, suggesting some pretty heavy stuff. Afterwards, taking it to where it was born on a dinner date, to eat other patties. Thankfully though, Mr. Krabs talks SpongeBob out of taking the Krabby Patty back home and giving it another dose of SpongeBob's secret sauce. Instead, talk SpongeBob into murdering the patty before it gets old and ugly by eating it. So remember, kids, if someone's getting older or ugly, just kill them. It's the right thing to do. I'm pretty sure the people that ship this do it because it's so ridiculous and weird. I don't think anybody's really into it, like the whole Shrek is love, Shrek is life thing. But then again, you never know. The internet's a weird place. It's at number 7 because while it is a ship truly worthy of the title Crack, it only happened in one episode and was never mentioned again. Number 6. Princess Celestia x Somber. So I was a huge brony up until the end of season 3. After Lauren Foss left though, it just didn't feel the same to me, but I still like the characters, fan art, and fanfiction. I just don't watch the show anymore, and have less enthusiasm for it as a whole. I don't keep up with pony news like at all. So it took me a while to find out that Princess Celestia and King Sombers is canon. Now I know what you're thinking, right? What episode is that? Or, that didn't happen in the show, you liar. And to that I'd say you're right. It didn't happen in the show. But it was talked about in the canon My Little Pony comic book, Reflections. Now I haven't read the book, so I don't know much beyond that. But what I do know is that this was a crack ship long before it became canon. And it was super crack. King Sombers doesn't even talk in the show, and Celestia isn't even in the kingdom he's in. They don't talk, we don't have anything to indicate that they had a relationship outside of him taking control of a kingdom and her helping to get it back. But that didn't stop the fans from making theories, backstories, and fanfiction for these two, and lo and behold, they were right. I swear. The Pony Crew just steals brony ideas whenever they can't think of anything. Who knows? Maybe we'll see it talked about in the show pretty soon. I think people ship it for the whole good falling in love with evil, and the I can change them type thing with a healthy dose of tragic love. It's at number 6, however, because while it's more canon than the previous entries, it's only in book form, and I'd like to see it in the show. Just feels more canon to me that way. Number 5. Jinx x Kid Flash, or Kinks. So, yeah, I'm not a huge comic book fan, so forgive me if what I say here isn't 100% correct, okay? I'm just one person. I can't read and see everything. There are so many comics, and they all intertwine at some point. It's really confusing. Even the internet has trouble giving me a straight answer. But that being said, I do love Teen Titans. It's an amazing show with a great balance of humor and seriousness paired with amazing animation. Not to mention the show is crazy full of ships. From canon ones to Starfire and Robin, to crack ones like Beast Boy and Aqualad. But for those who actually read the comics, it probably came as a complete surprise when Jinx and Kid Flash had a shipping run-in with each other in Season 5, Episode 8, Lightspeed. That's right, creators of Teen Titans self-crack ship these two. I say crack ship because as far as I know, these two haven't been together in the comics before this episode. And once other Teen Titan fans saw that episode, they turned that little spark into a roaring flame. The creators made it official in Season 5, Episode 11 and 12. Where we not only see that Jinx has gone good guy, but is also with Kid Flash. Now it's quick and kind of a throwaway / callback joke, but it was enough for me to be like, no way, I can't believe they actually got together, those crazy kids. It's at number 5 though, because we don't get to see much of their actual relationship, just hints to it, which sucks, because it's always fun to see couples play off each other, and theirs has been shipping gold. I wonder if they ever ended up together and other stuff after this episode. I'd totally watch it if they did. Oh man, they should have their own spin-off. I can see it. Fun fact while I'm here, the guy who voices Kid Flash in this also voices him in Justice League Ultimate. As for why people ship it, I think it's the whole good falling in love with bad thing again, but this time having the good ending where they change each other for the better. Number 4. Gwen x Kevin, or Gwevin. So you guys remember Ben 10, right? You know that thing that's had more reboots than Scooby-Doo by now and is getting another one as we speak? You know, he had a watch that turned him into different aliens, and he had a kind of annoying cousin who people shipped with him so much that in later versions of the show they gave her a boyfriend just so people would stop the incest shipping. Yeah, apparently us shippers have power. So much so that we scared the writers into turning a known bad guy good. Off screen, mind you, he just shows up for the show good. Okay, I could be wrong on that, I haven't seen the show in a while. They could have shown why he turned good on screen, I don't know. But everything else I said was true, and it came out of nowhere, just in the hopes of keeping Ben and Gwen shippers at bay. He used to be like Jasper from Steven Universe. Big, bad, ugly, couldn't change him. The next time we see him in the reboot, he's a pretty bad boy with metal powers or some shit. Oh, and he gets with Gwen. The crazy thing about this ship, though, is that the creators actually thought it would stop the fans from shipping Ben and Gwen. Which it didn't. It just made a whole new ship that people were already shipping anyway. I mean, maybe if he was around as a good guy in the first series, it might have worked. But since Ben and Gwen were the only ones around at the time and were getting all the character development, of course people were going to ship them. This just proves that if you don't have characters for your fans to ship, they'll ship the closest thing on screen. All in all, the ship wasn't bad per se, just so random and coming into being for a funny reason. Like, somehow people shipping Ben and Gwen on the interwebs were somehow going to make it happen on their show if they didn't stop it or something. Anyway, the reason I think this one caught fire is the troubled bad boy and the good girl who don't take none of his bullshit thinks she can change them thing. It also doesn't hurt that they made him go from that to this, which is too bad. We could have got a whole Beauty and the Beast thing going if they hadn't. Oh well. Number 3. Ferb x Vanessa, or Verb. So while making this list, I used 3 things to figure out what goes where on it, being how popular the ship was, how weird the ship was, and my own no fucking way that shit actually happened reaction. So when I found out Ferb and Vanessa went beyond the whole summer romance crush type of thing, I was stunned. Not only is he like 10, maybe younger, but Vanessa is 16. Not to mention this was on Disney Channel. Disney let this underage ship slide. And we don't even get to see how it happened. Now that'd be an episode of Phineas and Ferb I'd pay to watch. Cause I mean, Ferb doesn't talk, so is he like more talkative around her or what? Who made the first move? It's not like they met when they were older. Oh no, she's seen Ferb a couple of times as a kid. So I'm seriously wondering how this happened and why they made it canon. But the strangest thing about it though, I think, is that it actually worked. From what we see in season 4, episode 47, Act Your Age, where we see all that time Ferb spent tailing Vanessa paid off. Because they kiss and drive off to go get something to eat. This just proves that girls like guys who listen. Or the strong silent type. Either way, this is a crack ship no one saw coming. Sure, it had a tiny fan base, but even they were like, holy smurfs when it happened. It's stuck at number 3 though, because we don't get to see it happen. And what we do get to see of the two together is too early in the crush phase to be taken seriously. This one's really interesting nonetheless. I guess you really can't put an age on love. And for those who ship Dipper and Wendy, or Finn and Princess Bubblegum, there's hope for you yet. Number 2. Donatello x April O'Neil, or Apritello. This one was so close to being number 1, guys, you have no idea. And I haven't even really watched the show yet. But in the end, it's at number 2 because it just doesn't get enough love. But it does have a fan base, and is definitely weird enough for this list. In my opinion, it just needs a bigger fan base. And it deserves it. Not only is it crazy cute with the whole dorky Beauty and the Beast thing going for it, but it just went from crack ship to canon not long ago. I say canon because, spoilers, they kiss on the mouth in season 3, episode 2, A Foot Too Big, after April says Donnie's her mutant. It has some pretty good fan art floating around and a handful of fanfiction that has no right being as ridiculously good as it is, being about a mutant turtle and a half-alien, half-human teenage girl. And it's full of layers, from not judging a book by its cover to being able to love yourself for you, the whole I love you just the way you are thing, plus the whole what society says I want versus what I really want, and the struggle to make that love a reality. And the really great part is the show is still going strong on Nick. So we'll get to see all this development right along with them. So much potential in this mutant little ship. It's honestly made me want to watch the show now. I think after Steven ends, I'll give it a watch. From what I hear though, the original creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hated the idea of April hooking up with any of the turtles, saying something like, she's their friend, and someone in the human world they can trust and help them navigate it. Making her romantically interested in one of the turtles would just ruin the dynamic. But I think this is the new show's strength. Not only do April and Donnie have a lot in common, but Donnie would do anything for her, and while he'd love for her to love him, he doubts he's good enough for her, while April sees him for who he is on the inside and doesn't want or need him to change. If you want to get a grasp on how I think these two would work, read the fanfiction called The Walk by Terraform. From start to finish, it talks about everything I've said here, and just makes the ship even more believable and adorable. Give it a read, and tell him, if you want, Hopeful sent you. Seriously though guys, give this ship more love. It needs it. Number 1 is Korra x Asami, or Korosami. This one is by far the most popular, the weirdest, and the most I was jumping up and down screaming no freaking way when this one became canon crack ship in history. Now I say weird not because they're two girls in a relationship. Far from it. In fact, that's why I was so happy when it happened. I mean, weird as in it came out of nowhere, and no one who jokingly or sincerely making fan art / fanfiction for it actually thought it would ever happen. Like, I remember watching Korra from series start to finish going something like this for me. Oh my god, Makora's cute! Fucking Asami's gonna ruin it! To, oh my god, I wish Asami wasn't so amazing and nice so I could freaking hate her. To, oh my god, poor Asami! And by the end of the season, I was like, I don't think Makara is a very sound ship. Like, it's good on paper, but actually happening is shit. And by season 2 and on, I was also jokingly shipping Korosami because they made more sense than Makora. And then every Korosami scene after that got me right in the field. But I thought it was my shipper brain just pulling at straws. Up until season 4 finale. There was like 5 or 10 minutes of the series left. Korra's just friend-zoned Mako because even she knows their romance didn't go anywhere outside of sexual tension. And Bolin and her are always going to be bros. And then she's there talking to Tenzin about all this shit she's learned, and I'm just like, come on, where's Asami? We're running out of time here. Boom. She shows up, looking awesome as fuck, and feeds Tenzin some lie about Pema needing him for something or some shit. And then they are, alone. And I'm like, no fucking way by this point. I'm like, oh Smurf, no way, this is insane. And no spoilers. But by the ending, I'm screaming, I'm standing, I'm like, holy shit. A fucking crack ship just became canon. Holy fucking shit. And not only that, but a gay cartoon ship became canon on a channel who you'd think would be the last to do it. But this is why it's so crazy. Not only is it the first of its kind in this department, but it started as a crack ship that literally had no chance. But hell froze over for this one, and the creators made it official saying something like, Korosami fell in love. It wasn't planned, it just happened, and we're happy it did. And after that, even more people started shipping it, and its popularity grew insanely fast. After that, never did I expect people to be so supportive and welcoming for it. Not to mention, there is so much amazing fan art of this couple, and a crazy ton of fan fiction in forums and blogs and channels, just dedicated to this little ship that could. Fuck, it practically ran Tumblr for a while. And the voice actresses for Korra and Asami love it just as much as the fans do, and have even acted out Korra and Asami saying they love each other and other shippy things. And Korra's voice actor, Janet Varney, was all for it before it even became canon. It's just amazing, not only that this shot in the dark hit its mark when the odds were stacked against it, but that it brought more people together than it tore apart. It fought the hate with love and won. It was like the legalization of LGBT marriage for the shipping community. There are people making reaction videos of seeing it happen, and it's almost all positive. The creators even made this pic to sell to Korosami fan art gallery, I think for charity. All these reasons and more is why it just had to be number 1. The only thing bad I can say about it is I wanted to see more. I wanted to see the creators get away with more, especially when you see all the stuff Steven Universe can get away with. But maybe we'll get to see it in the Korra comics that come out. Maybe even get that kiss that we were all dying to see. It truly is amazing, and probably why CN let Steven do what they do, seeing the warm reception Korosami got. It only makes sense. CN would be right on the heels of this gay cartoon movement. Your move, Disney. Woo! And there you have it. My first top 10 list. What do y'all think? Give me some feedback on how to better my videos in the future if you got any / want to. So with that being said, this was hopeful, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Keep on shipping, and peace!